this is gonna be something new. I want to talk about Elden Ring DLC because if you guys have looked, I've recently been playing through Elden Ring again, which I beat that playthrough, and I started another one. And I'm doing intelligence build because this time I'm playing it through on my PC that I built, and I love that game. It is, in my opinion, it's my like favorite game of all time, and I think the best Souls game out there, because I've gone back and I've played every single FromSoft Souls game that there is, and I don't know, man. Nothing could top Elden Ring for me. It's just because I'm a sucker for open world stuff, and just the lore too is just so good. And I love it. But I wanted to talk about the DLC because I am so excited for it. There was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago or something. No, not a month ago. I think a couple weeks ago. But there was the Steam page for Elden Ring was getting updated with like an unknown file, and next to the file it said like DLC. And so they're updating the Steam page with DLC, which people are speculating, okay, they might drop a trailer soon, and it might be getting cooked, and it might be coming out soon. I hope so. But if it doesn't come out soon, hey, take as much time as they need. I want a finished project, and I know they will. FromSoft doesn't release unfinished projects. They release full-fledged projects, so I know they're gonna cook it up, and I know it's cooking real nice in the oven, and it's gonna taste delicious once it comes out. I'm so ready for it though. But I want to talk about what I want for it, and what I would like to see at least. I'm probably not. Obviously, most of this probably isn't gonna be in there, but I'm a huge like nerd with the lore and everything, so knowing the lore on certain things, that's kind of like making me want to see that in the DLC. And I mean, there's a good chance we will, because there's just so much unexplored area of Elden Ring with the Shattering War, the siege of Lindale, with where all the dragons came and attacked it. We don't know anything about Godwin. There's just so much that can be explored. I mean, obviously with the key art that we saw for it, it was Miquella riding on Torrent, and we don't know a lot about Miquella. Miquella is a mysterious character, and and obviously we're probably going to learn a lot about him. But I want so bad. There's so much good lore that's just unexplored, that we get hints and pieces from it, from items in the game and their descriptions, but we don't know a lot about it. And there's just I want to learn about that. I want to experience some of it. So, and I want to talk about the bosses that I want. Just maybe some of the story. But first I want to do the bosses. Bosses, I think the number one that I want is Godwin. I want Godwin. Godwin is, if I'm not mistaken, considered, if I'm not mistaken, is considered like the strongest of the demigods. I'm pretty sure he is. And we don't know a lot about him, because whenever we see him, he is in this state. This is what Godwin transformed into whenever the Black Knife assassins killed him. And it was the first recorded death of a demigod, and this is what plunged into, or led into, the Shattering War for the shards of the Elden Ring. And we just don't know a lot about him. Now there's a little bit that we know. like I'm pretty sure he is considered the strongest of the demigods. He could befriend dragons, you know. In fact, whenever you do this quest line in the game, which is this is how you get the death I don't know, whatever, the death ending or whatever it's called, but with Fia, the deathbed companion, if you do her quest line and you go here, you get you have to talk to her, she hugs you, you have to go get the other curse mark of death, the other half of it, and then you come back, you give it to her, and it makes the death rune, mends the death rune together. And once you give it to her, she goes into a slumber, and you enter the slumber with her, and you get to fight Lich Dragon Fortisax, which in the lore with it is Fortisax is the dragon that Godwin fought, and instead of killing him, Godwin befriended him. And so Fortisax, basically he became friends with dragons, which is absolutely insane, because dragons are always, in any of the Souls games, are kind of like considered, they're mortal enemies, and they just, they want to wipe out the dragons. They always are just considered evil. And so he was able to befriend a dragon, and that kind of led also into, more dragons kind of, being on their side, is because he befriended Fortisax, and it kind of led into the whole dragon communion thing and everything. But you get to fight, anyway, back to Lich Dragon Fortisax, you get to fight him, and he is a Lich Dragon now because he is fighting the curse that, killed his master, his friend, or whatever, and so that's why he's called Lich Dragon Fortisax. But we got that lore. We know that the big dragon at Leyndell that you see, where he is just, he's just right here, this huge ass dragon, and he is just dead there. And then his big bolt right there, the bolt of Grand Sax, which is a legendary weapon that you can pick up. It is we know that it was Godwin that killed Grand Sax. Godwin is the one that killed him, because Grand Sax and other dragons attacked Leyndell, which was the, I think it's called the Siege on Leyndell or something, the attack on Leyndell capital, where a bunch of dragons just came and started attacking Leyndell, and they had to defend it, which is also how the Draconic Tree Sentinels became a thing, as to defeat it says on the armor, like, to defeat the dragons, they had to become one themselves. But we know that Godwin killed Grand Sax, which Grand Sax is huge, which that, testifies for Godwin's strength, his power, and how strong he is. And so I just think it would be so cool to just be able to fight him. I want to fight him so bad, because I'm just assuming that maybe I don't know. Like, this doesn't give a lot away, but maybe just maybe it can be a back in time type of thing. I don't know. Then it could be a dream world. Could be we're entering Miquella's slump, his dream world, because if you guys don't know, he's like in an eternal slumber right now. So we could enter his dream world, which I'm assuming, if that's the case, how to enter it is we're gonna go to Mogwin's palace. Obviously, you have to beat Mog, and you just touch his hand and you enter it. But who knows? And because in his dream world, it could be where all the like Godwin's alive, because in the lore, Miquella loves, like, he loved Godwin. Godwin and him were super close because America was kind of not a great mother, and Godwin took care of them, so they had a great brother bond. Same with Melania. Godwin loved his siblings, and Godwin dying kind of, it just affected them, and it hurt them badly, and it would make, I feel like, sense if this is his dream world, that Godwin's alive. Maybe Melania is cured of her scarlet rot. Who knows? I mean, there's just so much mystery. There's just so much we don't know anything about this, and I can't wait to find out. But yeah, I would love a Godwin boss fight because I'm pretty sure is considered the strongest of the demigods, and we never got to see him. All we get to see of him is whenever he's that weird creature because of the death root, or whatever, the death blight that killed him. I want to fight him because I have a feeling he'd be a pain in the ass of a boss. I know he would. He's going to be a super difficult boss. That I know it, and that's why I want to fight him. Is because the difficult bosses would be so much fun. Like, imagine he's kind of like Nameless King in Dark Souls 3, where the first phase you fight him on the back of Fortisax, and then the second phase he gets off of Fortisax and you have to fight him. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. But if I don't know, but I have a feeling that Godwin is most likely going to be a boss. Just because we don't know a lot about him, and it would make sense for him to be a boss in my eyes. Because we could learn more about him. Because they usually do that with the DLCs. It's you kind of know some things about stuff, and then the DLC clears your questions up a little, but also gives you more questions. But that's just what I'm gonna assume, because there's so much lore of Elden Ring that we got to miss out on, and I want to be able to explore it. I want to be able to explore it in this DLC. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see, man. There's so much that could happen. There's just so much, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. But I really want Godwin. I want Godwin, and I know he's probably going to be a super difficult boss. But the next boss that I want to talk about, that I would like, which this one probably won't happen, but it is a want for me, is Grand Sax. Ever since I saw him at Lindell, and you walk in and you just see this huge dragon just dead, at Lindell, and you're like, holy, what the hell is that? We're gonna have to fight that thing? You see it, and then it's just frozen there, and he's dead, and you don't know why it's there. You don't know what it is. But it's just so cool, and it's an eye-catching piece, and obviously now the lore behind it is he's literally just a huge dragon, Grand Sax, and that's his bolt, and in theirs that was his weapon that he used, that's what it's called, the bolt of Grand Sax, is that was his that he used to attack Lindell. And as I already said, Godwin killed him, and it would just be so cool, because ever since I've seen him and I've learned the lore behind him, he's still, not a lot of lore, but we know huge dragon attacked Lindell whenever all the other dragons attacked Lindell. He kind of, I'm pretty sure, led it, and obviously Godwin killed him. Not a lot of lore, but it's just, I see him and I'm like, man, that's a pretty cool dragon. That's a big dragon. I want to fight him. because I'm a sucker for dragon fights in Souls games. Elden Ring has 2 that are really good, which Lich Dragon Fortisax and Placidusax are just great dragon boss fights. But my only thing about them is you can hit them like wherever and still do the same amount of damage that you would if you hit them. Obviously, you do more damage if you hit them in the head, but it's not a big difference. And that's kind of my only complaint with them, is you can just like stay behind them and smack their feet or whatever. Whatever. And I would like, if we do get a Grand Sax boss fight, it to be more of a Midir boss fight. Midir is easily in my opinion, the best dragon boss fight in any Souls game, because it is done perfectly. If you hit anything besides his head, you do no damage whatsoever. Like you do damage, but you don't do a lot. And he has a huge health pool. So it is a face-to-face dragon fight. It is a head-on dragon fight. You have to dodge his attacks and everything. And that's what makes it such a good boss fight, is he's an aggressive boss. He does damage. He has a lot of health. And you have to actually learn his moveset to be able to kill him. And you have to be aggressive too, because if you are aggressive enough and hit his head enough, you can get a visceral on him towards the end of his boss fight that kills him. And I think it is easily the best dragon fight, and it is the best that they've done. And I would like for Grand Sax to kind of be like that, because that's the only thing, is all these other dragons you can fight in the game, you can smack their tail, their feet, their wings, and you do a good amount of damage. But the head, you only do like 200 extra more damage. It's not like a huge difference, and you don't have to hit their head. But I would like, with Grand Sax, it to be more of a Midir boss fight, where if you hit his wings, you hit his legs, you hit his tail, ooh, you aren't doing any damage. You're gonna have to hit his head and fight him face to face. You know, I would like that. Now, how they would do the boss fight, because he is huge, I don't know. But I would love it, man. I would love to fight him. Ever since I've seen him, I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if you could fight him. But you know, will it happen? Probably not. But it's just more of a kind of a want for me. But the one though, I see Godwin as a boss fight. I will be so shocked if we don't get Godwin as a boss fight. But the next boss fight that I say we're probably gonna get, maybe, is a Miquella boss fight. At least I think, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that we're probably gonna get a Miquella boss fight. And once again, obviously from this key art, we know that Miquella's gonna play a prevalent part in the DLC, which makes sense, because Miquella is probably the most mysterious character in Elden Ring. There's so much we don't know about him. There's a bunch of cut content to, in fact, the cut content was he could lead you to one of the endings that they ended up cutting out. Was if you did his quest line, you would get an ending, but they ended up cutting all that content out, which they may be saving it for the DLC. And you know, if you don't beat the game and you play the DLC, he could give you a thing to get his ending or whatever. Because the one thing we do know is that he kind of wanted like an order of everyone's, you know, equal, basically. He wanted everyone to, you know, just basically be equal. And maybe that could be what his ending is. But I would assume that we're going to get a Miquella boss fight. What it would be, what his moveset would be, I have no idea. And that's honestly, I don't know if we will actually, but I would like one. Because I don't see him as a aggressive character. Like, he's going to attack you type of thing. I really don't. So that's why, I mean, I won't be shocked if we don't get a boss fight at Miquella. But we could. We could. Who knows? We really, really, really don't know. But he's the biggest mystery of Elden Ring, and I would like to learn more about him, and maybe be able to fight him. That would be so cool. There's just so much mystery. All we know is that he's the one who made the gold unalloyed or whatever, that which was able to kind of pause Melania's scarlet rot, because his whole thing is he wanted to cure Melania of her scarlet rot, and we know that he planted himself into the Halligate tree and used his own blood to kind of give life, because he wanted to grow his kind of wanted his tree to be his own Erdtree. And then Mog came along and stole him from it, and then the Halligate tree kind of started dying, and that's the state that we see it in whenever we play the game and we get there. It's in a dying state, because Miquella's blood isn't there to what is it? To save it, to help it grow. It's his blood isn't there, and that's a state that we see it in, and we know that a lot of people like respected him and everything, but we don't know a lot. We don't know a lot. He's such a mysterious character, and obviously we're gonna learn more about him. We most definitely are, and I just maybe we'll get a boss fight. If we don't, I can understand, because I don't know what his moveset would be, but I would like one, and I definitely would. So the next thing though that I want to talk about besides bosses is kind of what other lore I would like. I've kind of already talked about this. I want to learn more about Godwin. Godwin's such a cool character to me, and he's also a super mysterious character. We really don't know a lot about him either, and I really want to learn more about Godwin. Miquella, obviously, we're going to learn a lot about him. I feel like he's probably going to be the main focus of Shadow of the Erdtree, and I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about him too. And I don't know. I feel like Godwin and Miquella are probably going to be the two most likely two that we're going to learn. But obviously Miquella, I don't know, man. I feel like Godwin's gonna be there, because Godwin's such a cool character, and I want to learn about him. I do. I want to learn about Godwin so bad. So yeah, but so Miquella obviously 100%. Godwin, I see that more of a that's probably a pretty good chance that he's gonna play a prevalent role and learn more about him. The next thing that I would like, which all of these next two probably aren't a thing, but the Shattering War, I would love to learn about it. I absolutely would love to learn about the Shattering War, because it is, once again, it is a huge part of the Elden Ring lore. It is kind of, we come in as Tarnished after the Shattering War has ended. All the demigods have their pieces of the Elden Ring, and there's just so much cool stuff that happens that I would love to see. It'd be cool to be able to participate in the Shattering War and fight certain things that died during the Shattering War, because what started it was Godwin's death. The Godwin's death was, okay, that's the first time a demigod has died. Marika shatters the Elden Ring. Radagon tries to repair it, but to no avail. Marika gets sealed inside the Erdtree, and then, everyone is going after the shards. Radahn gets a shard. Morgott gets a shard. Not Godfrey. Mog gets a shard. Godric gets a shard. Melania has a shard. And all these shard bearers. Renala has a shard. It's all of these characters have the shard because they participated in the Shattering, and it would be so cool to learn about it. Rykard too. I don't know why I forgot about him, but it'd be so cool to learn and watch. Be there during the Shattering to find out or to watch it unfold. I don't know, man. It'd be so cool because so much happens. Like Melania versus Radahn, that fight happens. It's just so much. It'd be cool to just watch unfold. It would be so cool. And then, hell, even another thing would be the attack on Lindell, which would also be really cool to find out about. There's like it'd be so cool. Yeah, the city. Yeah, it'd be so cool, man. And like the attack, because Grand Sack started it all, and then as it says right here, it marked the dawn of war against ancient dragons. It'd be so cool to watch that play out too, because I would love to just be able to fight all these ancient dragons because they all have the scales. The dragons that we fight in the game don't really have those hard rock scales anymore like the ancient dragons did. Which, that's why I think if we get a Grand Sax boss fight, it would make more sense if you hit his head, because his entire body's going to be covered in hard rock scales, which that's kind of where the ancient dragon smithing stones comes from, is basically they're hard rock scales. But I think that'd be so cool to see, is those two things, the Shattering War and then the assault on the Lindell, which only recorded time in history that their walls have been breached. Which it'd be so cool to see, man. Because we don't know anything about the DLC besides that it's in development, and that picture of Miquella riding Torrent, and who knows? Who knows what that is, man? We don't know. Because what is that big tree? What is that big old tree? It looks like I don't know. I seriously don't know. It looks like an Erdtree, like a developing Erdtree, because there's some like gold mark through, like, that kind of looks like like it could be a version of the Elden Ring. There's just so much mystery around it. This doesn't give a lot away, I don't know. I think though what it's gonna be is it's gonna be a whole new area that we can explore. I don't think it's gonna be on the same map, obviously. I think it's going to be a separate map, and it's gonna be obviously gonna follow the open world aspect of Elden Ring. But it's gonna be a whole new map, and it's gonna be just a huge map that you can explore or whatever. But I only talked about 3 bosses that I want. There's probably gonna be more if I had to guess. Who knows? We could get the dreaded foreskin boss fight, which I hope to God we don't, because that would be awful. That would be terrible. Because Godskin Duo is something. It's something. It's something. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's just really what I want. There's so much mystery about it. We don't know when it's coming out. All we know is it's in development, it's gonna have something to do with Miquella. We're gonna have to wait and see. There's just so much. I really want a Miquella boss. I really mainly want a Godwin boss fight. That's my number one want, is a Godwin boss fight, because I know he's probably gonna be difficult as shit. But a Godwin boss fight, Miquella boss fight, Grand Sax boss fight. Those are the three. Those are the three main things that I'm shooting for. Grand Sax is probably a less likely, but it'd be so cool. I want to fight the big dragon. I'm a sucker for dragon boss fights. Medivh's my favorite dragon boss fight, and I think it the best. Also, I think he might be my favorite Souls boss in general. I just love fighting Medivh. It's such a fun fight, and I would love to get Grand Sax to be like him. You know, maybe top him. I think that'd be so cool to play also then through the Shattering War or through the attack on Lindale, and you know, the war against ancient dragons, and be there with Godwin whenever he's fighting the dragons, whenever we befriends Fortis. You know, it'd be so cool to see all that stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Elden Ring's my favorite game. Like, it tops any game for me. It's just, I'm excited for it. I'm so excited for it. I know it's gonna be good. We don't know when it's coming out. There's so much mystery. I'm hoping it's announced soon, since those files the Steam page is getting updated with DLC stuff. Maybe we're gonna get a trailer. Who knows? I'm so ready, man. I'm so ready. I will gladly pay. You know, I don't know how much it's gonna be, but I will gladly pay it whatever it costs, because I know it's gonna be good. From Software doesn't let us down. They make amazing games. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really am. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Can't wait. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. Decided to do something new for the channel. Let me know what you guys think if you want more stuff like this. I'm hoping soon to get a capture card and be able to film my shiny hunts and actually pick up my voice on it, because I have this nice new mic and it sounds really good. And it sounds like a podcast mic, which, hey, you know, podcast coming soon. No, I wouldn't mind doing a podcast. Podcast would be fun with people. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can get this year, especially get a full-fledged swing on things and get things going for the channel. But yeah, I'm excited. I just wanted to try something new. I have another idea that I can do for a video, which would be kind of like an Elden Ring boss tier list. Because I'm on an Elden Ring kick right now. I'm finishing up another playthrough again, because I'm getting all achievements this time, but on my PC. Because I got all achievements on my PS5, but you know, I got a PC now, so might as well get all achievements again. It's great. God, it's such a good game. Such a good game. I couldn't recommend it enough. I think if you're even skeptical, buy it, man. I was skeptical, and I bought it, and I fell in love. I fell in love so quickly. It hooked me immediately. There wasn't a single point in the game where I was like, man, why did I buy this? It's such a good game. I could not recommend it enough. But yeah, I hope you guys kind of enjoy this newer thing. I will do, maybe if you guys like it, I'll do more stuff like this. But yeah, I just wanted to test it out, hoping that we can get a capture card soon. I gotta research capture cards and find out which one's the best. You know, if you guys know any good ones, recommend them to me, because then we can do that, and then I can get my mic to be picked up, and you guys can hear me yell. I don't really yell anymore, because especially for Scarlet and Violet, Scarlet and Violet shinies, I don't really be yelling anymore. I'm just like, oh hey, there it is, let's go. Unless of course it takes a while. Whenever it takes a while, I do show excitement. But yeah, I'm excited for for everything. We're getting things full swing now, full force, which I haven't been shiny hunting lately because I've been so busy. Now I'm finally able to kind of relax and sit down and shiny hunt, which I don't know what to shiny hunt. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. It's something new. I'm gonna probably do more videos like this because I think it's nice, calm, and relaxing. But yeah, let me know if you guys like it. I'm excited for this DLC. Can't wait. Elden Ring is just easily my favorite game. I think it's the best Souls game. Which, I mean, all Souls games are so good. But yeah, From Software is on top.